Hey everybody, welcome back to Black Coffee Gardener. So I'm finally able to get out here and do a video. The last time I tried to make a video out here, it was so hot. The phone kept overheating, the iPad was overheating. At any rate, it's only 84 today. I've already been out here watering the garden, which is why I have this hat on, because that sun tore my neck up. But anyhow, um, I'm gonna do some harvesting today. I have some Barbados peppers that are fully ripened and some fish peppers that are fully ripened, which I'm super excited about. The San Marzano tomatoes are huge. They're not ripe yet, but they are huge. I'm gonna show you guys those. The Brad's Atomic grape tomatoes, those are huge. I've already harvested some of those. We've eaten them in their state of green, which they're a little bit hard, but I like the consistency of it. It has a really good taste to it. So I'm gonna show you guys those, and I have my watermelon that I thought was ready, but it's not. But anyhow, I'll show you guys that, and whatever else comes along the way. All right, so since the last time I've done a video, I planted 2 seeds here, which obviously have germinated. I actually planted 3 seeds here. These are delicata squash. And I put 3 because wasn't sure if they would all germinate. They did, so I moved one over here, and of course my AC unit would kick on now. I planted one over here, which doesn't seem to be looking so well right now, but it was very dry out here. So now that I've watered it, it should be picking up. Those are my bush beans back there, which were decimated by the heat. I see them starting to flower again, and although there are a few green beans on there now, yeah, that plant just, it's 3 plants over there, and they just took a huge hit from the heat. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I popped some more seeds in, and I do believe they've germinated because I popped some seeds in on the other side, which I'll show you guys that, and they germinated. My kale is still doing well. The Brussels leaves, they're doing all right. But I might wind up pulling those out of there. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. This Thai basil, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I've done pesto with this. I've done a few different Asian dishes with it. I've given some to the neighbor, and yeah, it's still just growing ridiculously. And I shouldn't say ridiculous, because this is exactly what I wanted to see. I love the beauty in this plant. But now it's just at a point where it's like, what am I gonna do with all this Thai basil? But anyway, down in here, I might have to go around to the other side, but we do have ripened fish peppers. Finally, it seemed like it was taking so long, but this is the plant with these beautiful albino leaves, and the pepper itself starts out white, then turns green, and then we get down into orange and red, which I know there's some back there on the other side. The jalapeno plant, of course, I've done a ton of things with jalapenos, and this thing just keeps getting taller and producing more peppers. Should do some jalapeno poppers. This Barbados fish plant, it had stunted to about right here when we got hit with back-to-back heat waves, and now it's kind of taken off all over again. The peppers themselves are so small. I don't know if you can see that, but they're so tiny. But when they ripen, as you can see down in there, they turn orange and then red, and they are just a little spicier than a jalapeno. So I'm gonna make some type of pepper sauce out of these. Yeah, I'm gonna make some kind of pepper sauce out of these. The purple tomatoes are doing well. Look at that beauty. And I've harvested at least a dozen off of this plant already. This is the red pepper plant that I never, I had it sitting in the cup that it grew in, and I forgot all about it, and then I shoved it in this bucket. And we've got a few peppers on here, but once again, everything got hit so badly by those heat waves that we had. My poor little shishito plant, it didn't grow up all big like they normally do, but I've still been getting tons of peppers from it. And then here we have the Brad's Atomic Grape Tomatoes. Look at these things. So beautiful. Look at these clusters. And like I said, at this stage here, like these things will go through multiple stages. They'll turn red, they'll turn purple, they'll turn almost a black color. But at this stage right here where they are, they have just a little bit of give to them. But man, you slice into that thing. You don't even have to sprinkle salt, pepper, anything on it. Just eat it just the way it is. They're so delicious. And I've got tons of fruit on here. Tons of fruit on this thing. Definitely loves the ground. I grew this last year in a container, and I got a lot of fruit, but they were only like this size here. If I could get in there, they were like this size here. That's as big as they would get, and then they would ripen at that phase. So it's good to see. And I refuse to top it off. I just added a taller stake where we're at, as you can see here, so it can keep going. Tulsi over here, and this thing here, the Mexican midgets. These have barely made it into the house. These I just pick and eat while I'm out here. But there's clusters everywhere. Clusters all over this plant. More beans back here that in the middle of the heat wave, I tried to move them back here into some shade. But yeah, that got decimated as well. I got maybe a handful of beans off of it. It's just so unfortunate, but such is life. You know, the life of a gardener. My beautiful, beautiful elephant ears. Man, I love those things. And they're in a pot. They're in a daggone pot. I planted one bulb in here, and it just keeps producing more. So what I'm going to do at the end of the season, right before frost, I'm going to dig this up. I'm going to take the bulb out and let it dry out. I'm going to wrap it up and put it in the basement so that I can put, well, at this point in time, it's probably 3 bulbs in there now. But I'll be able to have them again for next year. I'm going to do something next year, different next year. I'm going to dig some of this up back here and just plant elephant ears all in the ground back there. Oh, yeah, that's going to be good. All right, cucumber plants decimated by the heat. I've gotten 2 cucumbers off of this plant. And here is a third one. Where are we? There we go. But that's it. That's all I've gotten off of this baby. And then right next to it is the San Marzano tomatoes. Look at that. Show off. Show off. My goodness. Yeah. So this one dropped a lot of its flowers because of the heat, but it's making a little comeback. And I'm getting even more fruit, and it's gotten taller since the heat wave left. So my watermelon, my Shining Star watermelon is looking good. Not ready yet. We're gonna wait for this to turn brown, obviously. But I've got more Thai basil over here and another purple pepper plant right there, and they're doing well. I've got 2 more delicata squash plants over here. One here and one there. Some Swiss chard that's just hanging on. Some more kale. And then, oh, what do you know? 2 more delicata squash plants. And this right here is my strawberry lettuce. I really didn't think I was going to get any more lettuce this season. I had threw this seed in there really late, but I guess it's being hidden by this. Now, funny thing is, whatever this is, I did not plant it. It certainly looks like a pepper plant, but I didn't plant that here. I mean, that wouldn't even make any sense. So I don't know, but yeah, it looks like a purple pepper plant. We'll see. We shall see. Um, yeah, I have no idea where that came from, or we got one little radish left back there from my Easter egg radishes and some Swiss chard. So you can see how small these Barbados peppers are. Very tiny, but pack a lot of heat. Um, and just a little spicier than a jalapeno. And then the fish pepper here, I have to look on the Scoville scale again. I don't remember exactly how spicy this is. All right, just a little FYI, because I just Googled it. So the fish pepper, which is this one, can range anywhere between 5,000 and 30,000 on a Scoville scale. So it can be as mild as a jalapeno or as hot as a Thai chili pepper, which is, it's rough because that's a huge, you know. But I guess in a sense it's kind of like the shishito pepper, where it cannot be spicy at all, or it can be as mildly spicy like a jalapeno. So there's that. But then there is the Barbados pepper, which is hotter than the fish pepper. This one is 30,000 on the Scoville scale. So you choose your heat. At either which way, I'm making a pepper sauce with it, and I will balance out the heat with some Thai basil simple syrup that I made. So that would be what I would say is the best approach to it when you're using them, when you're cooking with them. Um, it depends on your heat tolerance. I've actually seen somebody just pop one of these in their mouth and say that it's not that spicy. I bit a half of one of these yesterday, and the tip of my tongue was burning for hours. So, and I like spicy food, so it all depends on where where you're at, and yeah, where you're at with that. One of the things that I find that my plants outdoors really enjoy is banana water. So I take banana peels and soak them in water. And it's what I usually use to fertilize my indoor plants. But this year I started also using it in the outdoor garden, and I really think they're enjoying it because now that I think about it, I know that these plants were stunted some by the heat waves, but now that I'm looking at how much they've grown, especially in fruit production, not so much as in the leaves, because we know the leaves is due to nitrogen, but how much fruit they're producing even in their smaller states. I think it might have something to do with the banana leaves, because I know the difference that I see in my house plants when I do it, and it's almost the same thing that I'm seeing in my outdoor plants. It's almost like gives them life. They look different. And from one gardener to another, I'm quite sure you can probably relate to what I'm saying. I can't really put it into words, but just the look of my plants and the fruit from my plants, I really think it has something to do with the water. So I soaked the banana leaves for at least 2 days. I think these have been soaking for more than 2 days, and it's not like it matters. But yeah, I let them soak for at least 2 days, and then just water everything the way that I normally would. Um, and being that I've already watered the garden this morning, I mean, this isn't that much, so I'm just gonna pour a little bit around um, my pepper plants and the Brad's grape tomato um, plant. Let me show you all what I did to keep the slugs off of my kale plants. So this one over here, you can see how much I've harvested over time. But when I got up to maybe halfway through, this thing started getting taken over by slugs. So I had to harvest a lot of the kale earlier than I normally would. But what I did was I got some of this copper copper scrub brushes from the dollar store, and I put that around the base of the plant, and since then it has not been bothered by slugs. Now I went into the garage to get a few more because this plant here, I can see slugs got to it, and I know it's not a cabbage worm because I've checked for that. And plus it's circular, like slugs usually leave like those circular holes. So I'm just going to put a piece of copper mesh around the base of this one as well, and hopefully that'll take care of the slug problem on this plant. And so I've gotten everything done that I want to do for today. I took the bells out of here and planted these zinnias in here. Over here I noticed that the two bean seeds I planted here, wait, no, it's right there, and over here they've germinated, and I just heard that next week, all week, we're going to have 90-degree weather again. So yeah, I put this pot here so that hopefully it will shade this this one a little bit, and hopefully this pepper plant will shade this one a little bit, so that we'll get a good start to these two plants. I just put some marigolds back there. I picked up some marigolds and zinnias from the local nursery the other day, just to add a little bit more color to this side of the garden. I put one of the zinnias over there, because this will all fill out. Like I said, I have 2 squash plants in here, and then the 2 bush beans plants. So this is going to be full with green, but I just wanted to add a little bit of color to it. So that's what that's all about. This chamomile plant is on its way out. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, 4 plants. And I've gotten a great amount of chamomile off of this plant so far. A lot of it has already dried inside. And some, it's still drying, but yep. I did take the cucumber off of this plant. It's not looking so well, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it and see what happens. I don't need the space, so might as well just leave it alone and see what happens with it. But that's it. Oh my goodness, I forgot to get my tomatoes. I completely forgot. So I will come back out here and get these Mexico midgets. They're so delicious. So delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back out because I can't hold this and get them. The thing that I love about these, let me see if there's one lower that's ripe. Sure, I can show you. They snap off easier than most tomatoes. You see right in here, there's like a little nodule, or I don't know what you call that, but if you just snap it backwards, it comes right off. They're so cute. I put another set of marigolds over here with this squash, and yeah, showed you guys that situation with the copper, and that's about it. That's all for today. I'm going to go inside and play around with these peppers that I did harvest and see what kind of a sauce I can come up with. And if it turns out great, I'll do a video on it and share it with you guys. But yeah, this is it for now. Take a little time to love on yourselves today, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching Black Coffee Gardener.